Well, hello and welcome to another Telequarium program here at the Alaska Sea Life Center. My name is Alex. I'm joined once again by Haley for another Sunday fish sketch program. So really quick recap, maybe this is your first time joining us for these programs. They are pretty fun. Sunday fish sketch, what it is it's basically a hashtag on Twitter that every week Renee Martin posts out a new theme for that week's Sunday fish sketch. She usually does that on Friday. And then anyone that wants to participate basically just draws a fish fitting that theme. And you don't have to fit that theme. You know, sometimes people just do whatever fish they want. But it's fun to kind of try to match the theme. So we've been keeping up with this, just sharing animals that are here at the Alaska Sea Life Center. And for this week's theme, it's gonna be a little different, I feel like, because this week's theme is mermaids based on types of fish. Not just your standard mermaid, I guess, but a mermaid that you can tell is in some way related to the fish that you're doing. So I'm gonna slap on up in the corner there, not just our usual Telequarium hashtag, but the Sunday fish sketch hashtag as well. So if you want to participate in this, maybe you follow along with us, maybe you just are inspired and you draw your own fish, be sure you share that picture on Twitter with the hashtag Sunday Fish Sketch and the hashtag Telequarium, and that lets us know that you kind of followed along with us or saw our program. But we would love to see what you share. So I think we're going to get started. Haley, what are you doing for your mermaid based on other types of fish or on just types of fish?
So I'm going to attempt to draw a wolf eel mermaid, which is one of our favorite fish at the Alaska Sea Life Center. And I thought it'd be kind of cool because they have very elongated tails, and they're kind of a different looking fish. They are a fish, actually. They're not a true eel. We've talked about that a little bit before, but yeah, they're a really cool fish. They have some interesting spots and patterns as well. So I thought that would be a fun one to draw. So yeah, here we have some pictures. That was a baby wolf eel, and then this one is a adult wolf eel. So they change a little bit in their patterns as they get to their adult stage, but they're pretty adorable. And yeah, they have cool faces as well. So.
Yeah, I think this is a good one. This will be fun to see kind of come together. Yeah, we just got some great photos here, including we have the one photo here from Joel Sartore. That was the little baby wolf eel at the beginning. I'll toss that back up. So we use Sartore's photos a lot here because he has actually come to visit the Alaska Sea Life Center a couple times and just taken beautiful photos of our animals here. And so this is a little wolf eel that was here at the Sea Life Center. We got a great little picture of it. And if you are unfamiliar with Joel Sartore and his work, be sure you check out Photo Arc. That is his project, and he just documents animals in human care. Some of those animals are the only known living specimens of their species. There's some really rare and endangered animals in human care around the world, and he is out there to just document them, get photos of these animals so that as many people can see them as possible. And someday that animal may not be there, and we'll at least have these just gorgeous photos of them. So that's Haley's. It's the wolf eel. That's pretty great. Mine is going to be a little bit different. But another Joel Sartore picture. I'm just going to be doing just a general flatfish mermaid. I thought that would kind of be an interesting mermaid, perhaps. The flatfish, I think the most interesting part about them for this is going to be the fact that they're flat and their eyes migrate. So when they are born, their eyes actually start on the same side or on opposite sides of their head, like a fish you might just think of. But then as they mature, one eye actually shifts on over to the other side of the fish, and both eyes are on the same side, and their mouth is kind of looking like it's sideways. Very strange shape, I guess, for a mermaid. I don't know, maybe. I don't know. That's the whole point of this, is just to see what we can come up with, I guess. But are you ready to get started?
I am. I'm definitely really excited to see yours, so yeah.
Oh yeah, I think yours is probably going to turn out the more skilled illustration here, but let's get started.
That's not what it's about, though. I think yours is going to be really cool and very unique. And also, Alex and I say this every week, but it doesn't matter if you're a great artist. You're going to see really soon that Alex and I are not great artists. And also, we don't draw people a lot. So we were a little apprehensive about that part of this challenge. So it's definitely going to be a bit more of a challenge for us, but definitely participate in this challenge, even if you're not a professional artist. It's really fun. The community is great on Twitter. Everyone's really supportive. So definitely put your art up there.
Yeah, I think that's something that's really important is you don't have to be like a fantastic artist or anything like that. It's just having fun. And I've pointed out a couple times, you learn more about these animals as you're trying to figure out like, wow, what should I draw, right? Like if they give you a theme and you're like, I don't know anything that would fit in that theme. Because sometimes the theme is like prehistoric fish or a fish of a certain time or place. Or shape or family or something like that. And you may not know anything about that going in, but maybe you'll learn a bit about it researching it for the program. So yeah, definitely join in. But I'm gonna get started here.
Same. Trying to give my mermaid a really long eel tail going on here.
Yeah, I'll see if I can adjust your camera a little bit. You are a little blown out on our side with the light. So.
Ooh, okay. I can also try to do something here and see if I can turn my light down a little bit. Let's see. That helpful?
Yeah, that's a little better. It's still kind of faint. I don't know if it's out of focus or if there's a focus button on there or what, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll figure it out. I'm gonna kind of get started here, and we'll see. We'll see where we go.
I'm just very lightly sketching right now, so as I start being more sure about what I'm doing, I will probably draw a little bit darker.
Oh yeah, there's that. As long as it gets a little darker, I think we're okay. So I'm just going to get started with mine, and we'll see where our fish go.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's just kind of been fun each week thinking about these fish in this way. Like we had a couple of themes now where it's thinking a little bit maybe outside of just draw a fish, but it's like, draw a fish like this or in this way. There was one that we had to do some art replacement, and Haley actually did like a Mona Lisa fish.
Yeah, that was fun. That's probably my favorite one still so far.
Well, and I think that prepares you a little better for what we were talking about. I told Haley, I'm like, I don't draw fish that well to begin with, and I definitely don't draw people well at all. Whereas like your Mona Lisa fish at least had like hands and stuff. I can't even really do that.
We've talked about my fear of hands.
Your fear of hands? I think everyone has a fear of drawing hands.
I worked on it today. I practiced a little bit before this, so hopefully we'll see how we do here.
I'm just kind of doing this little ratty tail. Sometimes the flatfish really spread their tails out. But they also kind of, I'll put this picture back up, they kind of smush them down a little bit, nice and streamlined when they're not necessarily using them for speed. I don't know, I kind of thought that'd be a little fun. So.
No, I think that's great. That's kind of the tail they have. They don't really have long tails. Their tails are just kind of like rudders. Because they mostly sit around in the bottom anyway. They don't really need to swim fast for long periods of time like other fish.
What made you pick a wolf eel then? Why were you like, oh, I'm going to do a wolf eel?
Mainly just because I was very interested in like the tail of a wolf eel, and I thought that would be interesting to kind of translate onto a mermaid or try to do like a humanoid version of. Also, I really like them as fish, and I feel like they definitely have personalities. Alex has talked about his favorite fish at the Sea Life Center is actually our wolf eel that lives in our bird habitat. And she's very friendly, really sweet fish. She's pretty cool. The divers actually hand feed her. So yeah, I just feel like they're really neat fish and they have a cool personality. So I figured, why not? I also really like their patterning on their bodies. So I thought that'd be kind of fun to draw again.
Yeah, the patterns on them, just the spots, and it's kind of like a modeled pattern. I really like that. Your drawing's showing up a lot better now. I think I was
Okay,
just like,
cool.
I can't see it. I think you were just starting to sketch it out. So
That's because I'm actually starting to use my pencil a little bit more. It is looking like Jabba the Hutt though, which is not great.
that's okay. I don't know. I told Haley I was thinking about a wolf eel a little earlier. I'd mentioned that to her, and I think I was going to do mine like it's just like an old lady, because the wolf eel that we have in the habitat, she's kind of old. She's about 12, 13 years that we know of, and so she could be older than that for sure. But we've had her about that long here at the center, and she's just very sweet. Oh my gosh, I'm getting like the face part, and this is where I'm freezing up. I gotta think of faces.
I'm just focusing on the tail right now. I haven't gotten that far.
Okay. The thing is I've realized that like when I sketch faces, for whatever reason, I kind of do them looking to the right, maybe because I'm left-handed, and now I've painted myself in this corner where I have to do a face looking to the left, and I'm like,
Oh, that's hard.
I don't know what I'm doing. I just don't draw people very often.
I don't either. I had to go back to thinking of when I used to try to draw like anime characters when I was a kid. They were never very good, but that's probably the last time I've tried to do anything like this.
I think it's important to have weird little kissy lips on this fish here.
Oh, 100%.
The flatfish always have just weird lips, and they're not really weird. It's just that the fish is sideways from what we anticipate, so the lips themselves kind of look strange. It is becoming grotesque, though. I'll give it that.
I think that's okay. I think that a lot of people are like, oh, mermaids, they're supposed to be pretty all the time. And it's like, no. No one says that they have to be. They can be whatever you want it to be. I'm interested to see what other people do on the Twitter for this one, too.
Yeah, no, I'm really curious about that. I had thought about, like you were just saying, people always want like a pretty mermaid or whatever, and it's just not to be. I feel like scary mermaids, kind of becoming a thing again.
Yeah.
But like they were, right? Like for a long time, it was like something that would lead sailors to their doom or whatever. And so I think that's totally a thing to do, is like a scary mermaid. And I thought maybe with a wolf eel that you could do a scary mermaid as well.
Ooh,
but yeah.
I could draw that. I don't know how I would do that, but I would try. Oh, well, our wolf eel is so sweet, though.
I know, she's really nice. She's not scary at all.
She's not. But yeah, I know what you mean. Like the mermaids in like Harry Potter and like Pirates of the Caribbean are all like really scary. Especially the Harry Potter ones.
Oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm going to swap over to your camera.
I love it. It's so good.
It's just becoming scarier. It's the eyes. The eyes are weird. I need to fix them. I need to adjust them, scoot them apart from each other just a smidge, I think.
I think it's great. Yours is just the mermaid that lives at the bottom of the ocean floor and is just hanging out.
Yeah, no, it's just flat on the side,
Yeah. I know how you say every week that we wish it was also like invertebrates and not just fish. This week it'd be really cool if we could do like a giant Pacific octopus mermaid.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, kind of an Ursula thing. That would be neat. I thought about it and then was like, nope, not a fish. All right, we procrastinated drawing the human part for too long.
Oh gosh. I figured, like, first of all, much like anything else on a human, I can't draw hair very well.
Hair is
So
hard.
I think I'm going to do kind of like those little strands of hair, sort of just like poking out the top of her head, because the fins on a flatfish oftentimes are just like straight out.
Right, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know where I'm putting the second eye. It's just fine. It's fine. I have no idea.
I love it.
It's just, it's like, it's there. It's just there. It's just, the eye
That's
is
how
there.
eyes are, though.
Yeah. I guess what it is I'm leaving the one eye in its normal spot and I'm shifting the other eye over, but they both really kind of shift. And it's almost like the eye from the other side manages to make it to where the first eye should have been.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I can fix that. Okay.
Yeah, they're both pretty shifted.
All right. I think I've got a better grasp on the eyes.
Nice.
I never ink these. I always just do them in pencil, but maybe I'll ink this one just to make
I did a
erasing.
Actually, that I inked that I can show people.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah.
Yeah, I have it. I spent a lot more time on it than this one, so it'll be marginally better. But yeah, I never really ink them either, but it's a lot of fun when you do end up inking stuff because it just makes it look a lot more like final.
I'm liking this wolf eel one now.
Thank you.
Yeah, I feel like it really does play into like the like lower fish body and upper human body. I think that works out well. I was also really tempted to draw like a reverse mermaid.
I was too.
Yeah. So for those of you who are like, what's a reverse mermaid? So right, your traditional kind of like Disney mermaid or whatever, fish tail, fish lower body, and then like upper body is human. But just imagine that flipped. So like a fish body, or a fish like head and torso, I guess, and like legs, just human legs.
They're great.
It would have been good with the grunt sculpin. I think that would have been the reverse mermaid, is the grunt sculpin.
That would have been really good.
With little legs sticking out of them.
Because I feel like if you draw a grunt sculpin as a traditional mermaid, their tails are so short.
Yeah.
Like their tail would have to be so short.
Although I guess that's a little situational humor there as well then.
Yeah. It'd be kind of fun. You could draw it as like a little short mermaid with a short tail.
So when we mentioned to our coworkers here at the center, we were like, oh, this theme, it's mermaids. And we were both just like, I can't draw people, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I had posted something, we had a little group chat, and I was like, it's mermaids. And my boss, Jeff, he's the in charge of education department here at the center. He had this great thing where it's like, well, the ocean has forever inspired like the fantasy sort of stuff. And it's like, yeah, I mean, Mermaids, 100% that thing, right? Where it's just people at sea forever, and they saw something, they're like, whoa, is it a person? You know,
Right.
just weird stuff like that.
A lot of people say that with manatees and dugongs because their scientific group is called Sirenia, which are sirens, which are also mermaids, basically. Kind of one and the same in like mythology. But they said that why their like group name is Sirenia is because when sailors saw them, they thought they were beautiful women because they had been on boats for so long that they were probably a little dehydrated. And so they thought they were mermaids, but nah, it was just a manatee.
I love that. It's very complimenting, I think, of the manatee.
I love manatees.
Manatees are great. Absolutely love them. Just a cool critter. And we, of course, used to have something like that here in Alaska.
Yeah.
We had Stellar sea cow. Yeah.
Yeah. Those are great. They used to be huge.
All right, this one gets scales. I think like every week I'm like, does this fish have scales or does it not have scales? So this one gets the scales. And for those of you who haven't watched us before, I always do the scales the exact same way. I'm very lazy, but it's actually kind of an efficient way or a nice way to do it. If you check out the description for this video, there's actually a little link there to like kind of just guidelines of drawing fish. And this was one of the things on there was just cross-hatch it out. Just draw some lines kind of at an angle on your fish. They don't have to be super stark lines or anything like that. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to turn your paper, turn your illustration about 90 degrees and cross-hatch across those, and it just leaves like a nice little, it's not super detailed. It's not super detailed scales, but they're there.
Yeah, it's definitely a really good go-to for
it works out.
Yes. Yeah, I really like that drawing a fish guide. It's very helpful. Oh gosh, I am not doing well with this because I'm trying to do it fast.
My pictures kind of become more and more terrifying as time goes on here.
Same.
Yeah, I realized I needed some gills on here as well, which that's like something, right? Mermaids are never really like shown with gills, but
depends on the. I feel like one version of one I saw that they did.
Yeah, maybe. I think you're right. Like I've seen one somewhere.
I think the Harry Potter ones do. I could be wrong. But they have like just little like gill slits in their necks, but it's like shark gill slits. They have like 5 or 6.
Yeah, I think that's probably my drawing done there.
Oh, that looks so good. I love its face.
It's so goofy.
It is very Picasso vibes.
Yeah, I described this before to Haley as like it's just going to be a Picasso-esque thing where it's got both eyes on one side kind of there. So yeah, I'm just going to hashtag that with Sunday Fish Sketch. And I hope that you are also going to be sharing your illustration if you're following along.
I will try to quickly finish up mine.
Oh, you're okay.
For you. Here, we'll just quickly give her some hair. Oh, this is not turning out well.
You're going all in on it, though. I like it. I appreciate it.
I'm trying.
I really do think that body worked out pretty well. I'm trying to think if I've ever seen like an eel type mermaid before.
I don't know. I was kind of thinking, I mean, in Little Mermaid, Ursula has pet eels, but they're just eels. They're not like eel people.
Yeah, jetsam and flotsam, flotsam.
Yeah, Flotsam and Jetsam.
Yeah, there you go.
Great.
Yeah, no, that's all I got for you.
I don't know if I've ever seen like an eel mermaid person necessarily.
I feel like I've seen one somewhere, but I think it was kind of bordering on like the scary mermaid.
Yeah.
People are afraid of long, skinny fish. I don't know.
They get a bad rap. There we go. I'm just going to skip drawing the arms because
She doesn't need arms.
it's okay. This one is a lot scarier than the one I drew earlier.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to show us the one you did earlier.
Yeah, I can do that. I'll do that at the end. All right. Well, that's probably as good as it's going to get for right now. But
I'm digging it. I like that. I like that body on it a lot. It works out well as far as like just like merging into the torso.
yeah. Kind of fun.
Anyway, so if this is your first time watching us do this, this is basically Sunday Fish Sketch. You know, just have fun drawing yourself a fish. And again, it does not have to be the theme. If you're like, well, I really like to draw, I don't know, clownfish or something, you could totally do that, even though it's not in the theme. Although a clownfish mermaid would be kind of fun.
That'd be really cool.
Would the mermaid have like clown makeup on?
Ooh, maybe. That'd be cool. That'd be good. Yeah, there's so many ways you could take this, honestly.
Yeah. It's a Sunday Fish Sketch, and of course, you reminded me there, you got to slap on Telequarium.
Yeah.
Which is just our programming here online with the Alaska Sea Life Center. And if you've been enjoying this sort of programming, you know, maybe you just come hang out and watch us poorly sketch some fish. If you've been enjoying that, then, you know, down in the link, we've got a link over, or down in the description, excuse me, we've got a link over to our site where you can learn more about our mission here, but also if you want to support our mission, if you want to support these sorts of programs, we've got a little donate link there at our site as well. I'm liking it. It's good. The wolf eel body was a good call, I think.
Thanks. Here, I can show you the inked ones. This is the inked one I did earlier. She's a lot happier.
Yeah, no, that's good. Lady wolf eel. It's always got to be Lady wolf eel. I had done a Lady wolf eel just as a wolf eel a time ago, I guess, a couple times ago. But yeah, no, she's just so sweet. She's such a sweet little fish that hangs out in our bird habitat, and she gets fed by hand. She's very charming, but I think a lot of people think like, ooh, wolf eel, that sounds scary, or they even see her, and they're like, gosh, that's kind of a scary looking fish. This is a wolf eel here at the center. You can see they kind of get scratched up from getting in and out of their dens, and then they've got sort of just that interesting face. They do have some teeth in there, but they're not, you know, they're not like terribly aggressive little fish for us. They just come on over and see if we've got some food. Or they just like to stay hidden in their den. They're very shy for the most part, I think. All right, well, I think that just about does it for us. Another Telequarium, another Sunday Fish Sketch is just with Haley and Alex once again. I hope you have enjoyed it. I hope that you maybe will draw your own fish and share that on Twitter with the hashtag Sunday Fish Sketch and also the hashtag Telequarium so that we can see it. Back behind me, by the way, if this is all catching your eye back here, this is our bird habitat. This is actually where the wolf eel is. And we have a live stream of this habitat on our YouTube channel as well. So you can always check that out. If you're kind of looking for just a little relaxing Zen time, that's just a 24-hour stream. Of course, sun goes down eventually, so half the time it's quite dark in there. But something to check out on our YouTube as well is that live stream. All right, well, thank you so much for joining me for another Sunday Fish Sketch, Haley.
Yeah, thank you, Alex. This is a fun one.
This was a pretty fun one. We'll see what next week's is. Hopefully not involving humans. I just don't draw people well. Which I think we're like, every week we're like, it doesn't matter if you draw well. I don't draw people well. That's the problem.
No.
But anyway, yes, thank you so much for joining me, and thanks to everyone out there for joining us for another Telequarium from the Alaska Sea Life Center, and we'll see you later.